Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Full Album Friday. I am Scotty. I am joined, as always, by Greg.
What up, y'all?
And it's been like 4 goddamn weeks since we've done this shit.
For real.
Right, but we're back for now until my work schedule comes out for next week. We're doing what we can, damn it.
It happens. It happens.
We got a good show lined up for you now. We got the brand new one from Born of Osiris with Angel or Alien. We're going to follow that up with Mises and his self-titled album, Mises.
Mises.
It just came out. He's a big old white boy with a beard. It sounded pretty good, the little bits I listened to.
Right.
That's what we're fucking going with.
I've heard a couple of them.
No.
Not on this album, but I heard a couple songs by him, and I actually liked them. So
what I read on him was he was a phenom. He released a bunch of singles on his YouTube and all that shit. And this is like the first album, so this should be some shit you never heard.
Right. So, yeah, I'm excited. But like I said, I like them few that I heard, the singles I heard.
Right.
So I'm excited.
I would like to ask you a question, Greg.
Uh-oh.
Have you ever heard of a phenomenon called the Uncanny Valley?
I can't say that I have.
All right. The Uncanny Valley is a hypothesized relationship between the degree of an object's resemblance to a human being and the emotional response to such an object. The concept suggests that humanoid objects which imperfectly resemble actual human beings provoke uncanny or strangely familiar feelings of eeriness and revulsion in observers. Valley denotes the dip in the human observer's affinity for the replica, a relation that otherwise increases with the replica's human likeness. So basically, it's something that's not a human that looks like a human that makes you feel weird.
Okay.
So have you ever like looked at a person and looked at them and just felt kind of off? You know what I'm saying? Like you just like you looked at him and you just got this funky taste in your mouth, like if he was in the woods and a bear was nearby, but you couldn't see the bear, but you knew it was nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he was walking down a trail and you saw a big ass bear track, that kind of uneasy feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You ever looked at a person and felt that feeling?
Not really.
But that's essentially
what it is.
Gotcha. So like you look at like a really lifelike doll and you're like, ugh. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not a real person, but it's supposed to be a real person.
But it looks like one.
Yeah, man.
But it's not.
Yeah. I was watching this show, this documentary on Hulu. I didn't watch the first one. I watched the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Missing 411. It was basically just like no conclusions were made of anything. It was just all like missing persons in national parks and shit. And how they went completely like unsolved. Like how me and you could be chilling, right? Like standing on a trail 5 foot apart, and I got a cardinal fly by, and I was just looking at you, and all of a sudden a cardinal fly by, and I go, "Hey bro, check out that cardinal," and I turn and look at you, and you're fucking gone. And then they find your boots, perfectly clean, brand new looking, 5 miles uphill, and they never find your body. You know? Like I said, no conclusions are ever made on anything. It's just reporting on the facts of it. Like in the original one, I guess they were talking about like it's basically it's like what's like they're not trying to figure out what's happening. They're just kind of speculating on some shit here and there because, like I said, no conclusions are ever made about any of it. It's just presenting the information.
Right.
But like there was one story that like I saw it on TikTok. I saw reports about it on YouTube. They talked about it a little bit on Joe Rogan. And apparently but it was this 5-year-old kid out hiking in a national park with his family. All of a sudden, kid's fucking gone. Right? FBI shows up. They bring in some military dudes. Delta Force guys. Why the fuck are you bringing Delta Force guys in to look for a missing 5-year-old?
Right.
Couldn't find fuck all. But why the fuck are you bringing in Delta Force?
Right. Something ain't right.
Something's not right.
Right.
Like, so then you go down that rabbit hole. What the fuck's happening to these people? Because I think eventually they found him, but like they found his body, but it was 12 miles away uphill.
Right.
But like the only way he could have got to where he got was to go up to the top of the fucking mountain, down the other side, and then up another slope. Like or some crazy shit. Like, but then like the second one that I was watching, I didn't finish it because I fell asleep. But it was missing 411, The Hunted, and it was hunters going missing. So it's grown men, armed, who have been in the woods most of their lives, just
Gone.
vanishing.
Huh.
With no fucking trace. Like the one I saw, that I saw the whole way through, was this old guy who was like 80 years old. And with him, there was 8 guys out. It was 4 old timers. He was the oldest one. And then 4 young dudes. They were doing push hunting. So they went out along this road. You know, like the 4 old timers walked out along this road. And they were about 25, 30 yards apart from each other. And they all looked at each other, gave each other the thumbs up. They could see each other on the road. And they stepped into the woods, and that was the spot where they waited. And the young guys went up on the ridge and were trying to push deer that might have been there down into the other hunters.
Mm-hmm.
And like everybody in his family, his wife said, he goes, if that was supposed to, like if he was sitting on that spot, he wasn't leaving that spot till the boys came down and said, hey, we didn't push nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Or he got a deer, you know? And this motherfucker just vanished.
Hmm.
The only thing they found was his clothes. I think, like they did a grid search. So like they would do, like they would measure out like 100 foot, and everybody would walk shoulder to shoulder, you know, and then they'd lay a string out, and then they move to the next 100 foot, lay a string out, move to the next 100 foot, lay a string out, and they would just search these pants. Then they did it the other way too. So like say they went east to west, then they went back to that area and did it north to south.
Right.
Like 5 days after they did this giant grid pattern, it was just still out looking through the area, and all these ropes are still fucking up. It looks like a big old spider web.
Mm-hmm.
They find all of his clothes perfectly clean and folded up, 20 foot from where he was sitting.
Hmm.
Like, what the fuck's happening out there in these woods, bro?
Right.
Then you start and you get further down that rabbit hole, right? And you start hearing about skinwalkers and knot deer. You ever heard of a knot deer?
Yeah. Yep.
I just saw a TikTok about it the other day, maybe because I knew about the knot deer, but I hadn't thought about it in a while.
Mm-hmm.
This fucking deer, this dude was out in the woods and he goes, "Hey, look, a deer!" And the deer turns and looks at him. It's a big ass doe, except it was shaped like an alpaca, but it looked like a deer.
Huh.
And I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like real uneasy about looking at this fucking thing. Like,
Right.
that's not a fucking deer, bro.
Right.
Like
you're wrong.
Because, I mean, like, straight up, like, you saw its back, and then it had 4 foot of neck, and then the head turned and looked at the guy, like, and it was a deer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, is this kind of like the Uncanny Valley? Because that's making me real uneasy,
Right.
you know?
Huh.
But then, like, so now you're in, like, the Skinwalker territory. And then you keep going down, and then you get into the Fleshgate territory. And that's even crazier shit. Like, you hear, like, all them stories from, like, Appalachia, where, like, you're chilling on the porch, and you hear your mom calling you from out in the woods, and you're sitting there like, what the fuck's mom doing out in the woods? And then she comes through the fucking door from the kitchen to get you for dinner, and you're like, what the fuck was that? You know?
Right.
That's Fleshgate shit. Like,
Yeah. That would be fucking nuts.
or like somebody walks away to take a piss from the campfire and comes back, and they're a touch off, and they're only saying things that are said to them. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you're like, what the fuck's happening in the woods, bro?
We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Fuck that, we gotta go into the woods. Like, crazy shit.
Right. That is some fucked up shit, though. Shit.
Right?
Who knows?
The shadow knows.
Right.
But yeah, dude, I mean, it's fucking, and then you get people like, oh, well, you know, that's not true. It might be, bitch.
Right.
You ever been deep into fucking Appalachians?
Right.
No. Nobody has.
Exactly.
And if you did, you didn't come back.
Mm-hmm. If you
Bitch.
did, you were something else.
Right? Like, and that was, another thing I was just reading about a little bit ago. It was called, like, Panic in the Woods.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, like, the phenomenon when, like, everything just goes fucking dead quiet and still.
Mm-hmm.
And you, like, notice it. And, like, you start to get terrified. And, like, the only way for you to get rid of the terrified feeling is just to run for an ungodly long distance to try and get away from the quiet. Because generally when the woods goes completely fucking quiet, something horrible is stepping into the woods. You know?
Right.
I don't know. I've been in the woods one time, and everything went fucking quiet. I about shit the bed. It was the most horrible fucking experience of one of the most horrible experiences of my life, dude. Just hanging out in the fucking woods, out in like Tionesta, PA one day, as like a fucking 13 or 14-year-old, and all of a sudden everything just goes dead quiet. No chipmunks, no squirrels, no birds, the goddamn brook stopped rustling. Like everything went quiet, and I just went, I'm just gonna Homer Simpson into this bush right here.
Right. Like
Straight up. I just backed up into a fucking big ass pine bush and just stood there. Dead nuts still. Like something ain't right.
Well, you ain't get me.
No lie, dude, for like 5-10 minutes. Not a thing in them fucking woods moved. The wind didn't even blow. And all of a sudden, it just turned back on. Birds came back. Chipmunks started running again. I got my happy ass out of the fucking woods.
Right. Yeah, 'cause usually when something like that happens, and there's
Something
around.
bad's coming, bro.
Right.
Like, it's like if you see me running.
Mm-hmm.
Well, number one, if you see me running and there's not something in front of me, you best come with me because there's something behind me and it's bad.
Right.
Because I ain't running for shit. My fat ass ain't running nowhere. I'll be huffing and puffing a block down the street.
Right.
Like,
Fuck it, just kill me.
no, fuck that. I ain't running. Like, I'm going to be the guy who goes, y'all get to safety. I'll stop it.
Right.
You ain't going to stop shit. I will bide you time to get away with my corpse.
Right. Go, motherfucker, go.
Run. Don't argue with me about, oh, don't be a hero. I ain't being shit all but a fucking sack of meat for this thing to kill.
Right.
Get gone.
Be gone, bitches.
Oh. So I think we should play some music now that I've rambled on about crazy shit in the woods.
Fine with me.
All right, here we go, everybody. Born of Osiris, angel or alien. Press the button, Greggy.
Carry on. truth be told, 'cause you were never there when I was lost in my head. Rewrite the passion and the truth unfold. Open your heart and let the truth be told. You were never there when I was lost in my head. Open your heart and let the truth be told. Rewrite the passion, let the truth be known. You were never there when I was lost in my head. Prescribe the antidote. A memory lost in the sea of decay, waiting for the waves to bury me. The future was looking grim, we saw the light start to decay. Isolated out of the darkness, found a new pathway right in front of my face. Unfold, let the truth be told, 'cause you were never there when I was lost in my head. Rewrite the passion, let the truth unfold. Open your heart and let the truth be told. You were never there when I was lost in my head. Open your heart and let the truth be told. Rewrite the passion, let the truth be known. Calling out, seeking deliverance. It's all on me, but I can't pull through. Seeking deliverance. My own inhibition. Sirens flare up in my head. One for pleasure, one for pain. The side of the story we always knew. I want perfect together. Despite the truth of this time, I've been looking for a love story. Love story. In a way, I always wanted, but I never knew before. No way so from me. Always pretending, never resenting. Tell me I can agree that no one is perfect. Tell me cross out the ones that try to. I'm done and it can't relate to. I'm not the one to make it. Realize the complications. Once you're taken, I try so hard to forget the way you will remain. The way you reject everything I am. The same excuses you've given me before. They've got us nowhere, and I still can't ignore. The way you time to disengage. I can say that nothing will save me. You cross the line, now pay the price. Say goodbye and the moment made. No, it's time. Now it's time to disengage. Chase it into the realm you came from. No one will find you there. Disappear without a trace. You need to go back, just admit it to me. You want a secret land. No denied by the keepers. Deep down your name. Get you back from where you came. As the story grows, can we survive? When the night begins, we're lost inside the cold moonlight. Forgotten answer. Reconcile with the evil inside you. I'll remind you it doesn't define you. Stop lying, stop lying. You're an shell of a human. Burning casting, racing captive. Surely after a masquerade. You want a secret land. No denied by the keepers. Deep down your name. Take you back from where you came. As the story grows, can we survive? When the night begins, we're lost inside the cold moonlight. Forgotten answers. Oh, great faith, you protected me. Awakened from this inner side. As the story grows,
And we're back. That was Born of Osiris with Angel or Alien.
Very nice. I liked it.
It was nice. Did I hear a saxophone on that last song?
I think so.
Was either that or a really, really, really good keyboard player?
Right.
I can't tell the difference anymore.
Nope. I'm getting old.
Yes.
Shit's getting advanced.
Right?
And we are not.
No. No. Man. I was sitting here while we were listening to that, scrolling through the internet and whatnot.
Mm.
You know what I can't stand?
People?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
No, because I went through like 4 different websites, right? Like, not even websites. Okay, it was 3. Facebook, Instagram, and Reddit.
Okay.
I can't stand it when people post, like, random ass shit. Like, looking for attention, but won't tell you what happened to them.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like, and I'm not pointing a finger at nobody directly, because I've seen, like, 12 goddamn things
Right.
a piece. You know, it's like, especially on Instagram, that's my favorite one, because it's a pretty picture of you smiling and like all filtered up with your titties hanging out, or like, you know, like if you're a dude, you got like that ultra flex mode on where you're like, and it's just like, sometimes life is hard, and you're like, what fucking happened? Like if you want me to give a damn, you gotta tell me what the fuck happened.
I need details.
I need to know. You
I
can't
need
be.
to know right now.
I'm upset. Why? The sun went down. Okay, you gave me a reason and it's dumb, but pat, pat, pat. There you go.
Right.
Like that.
Or
and oh my
I'm
god.
sad because the sun went down too.
Right. That the other thing that drives me goddamn insane, and it's getting worse, Greg. You know, usually I'm yelling at young people being on their phones in the car. Oh my god! Now I drive that big ass tanker truck. You know how many fucking old people I see on their foot, no hands on the wheel,
Yep.
looking down at their phones, and it's always old bitches with like the nice shirts and the nails all did up, and the watch that's more expensive than my car, and like I'm just like, oh my god, like it's ridiculous.
Good time.
Right? And it's like, oh my god, like, dude, I drove through Canfield today in a tanker, and it was like, how much closer can you get to the back of this shit truck? For fuck's sake, you don't want to run into this.
Right.
All it takes is one false move. That tank's made of aluminum. It'll pop like a zit. You'll be covered in the most horrible things imaginable. A dead baby might come flying out of there.
Man,
I don't know what was in them toilets.
Right. There's a lot of festivals.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, that shit's right. I love it when somebody fucking tailgates me. I'm like, dude, you ain't doing nothing but hurting your motherfucking self.
Right?
I got insurance, you better. Because if not, you gonna need health insurance when I'm done.
Right? Like be going through somewhere doing 45 and a 40. It's like, I'm doing my allotted extra 5, and you on my ass.
Right.
All right, now we're doing 35. I gave you an extra 5, now I'm taking 5 away.
Right.
Fuck you. That people, oh my god, just Southern Boulevard, dude, the amount of fucking people.
Oh my god, yeah.
They go flying past you into the go straight lane and then cut across the train tracks on a red light in front of the turning people.
Yep.
Like, what
I
the
think
fuck? Dude, I see it like 3 times a week. I'm like, what the fuck? A, what the fuck is so important that you gotta do this? B, how big is your goddamn ego that you think you won't get fucking T-boned?
Right.
Because if I was coming through and you did that shit, I'm T-boning your ass.
Right.
Because I got about 40 goddamn witnesses that saw you run 2 or 3 different red lights from the wrong goddamn lane.
Right. Fucking
And number 3, you think your shit box is gonna survive? It ain't never no Bentleys or Mercedes or Cadillacs doing it. It's always busted ass Hondas thinking they just shit.
Right.
Right? Oh my god, it's an angry weed whacker. Fuck's sake.
Stupidity, man.
Right? I swear to God.
Stupidity.
Well, Greg,
Surrounded by it.
I think I'm gonna end it and we're gonna play the last one and not come back.
All right.
Because Scotty getting tired. Because I've been up since 2:30.
Right.
And these 24-hour all-night shifts are fucking killing me.
Right.
I'm running on solely on caffeine and nicotine right now. And these Trolley Sour Bright Octopussies.
Ain't doing it.
Huh?
I said they ain't doing it.
No, they doing it. They 100% sugar and they big. It feels like putting a wad of beech nut in. Like for real. Here, I'm gonna throw one at you.
I've had them.
It'll be your after dinner snack since you had your Chinese food.
I don't hit the floor. Oh, no, it didn't. It hit
Hey,
the
that was a perfect throw. Learn to catch. Look how big that is.
Yeah.
Put that bitch in your mouth. It's like putting a dip in.
It's squiggity, squiggity.
Right? If you saw a spider that big come running across this fucking table right now, number one, I'm gonna scream like a bitch. Number two, I'm gonna shit myself. And number three, he's gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm gonna be too busy dealing with the concussion I just got from backflipping out of this chair.
That would be hilarious.
Huh?
I said that would be hilarious.
They ain't coming after you next. You better get the Glock. Like,
I'm stepping on that son of a bitch. Like,
I don't know why that just reminded me of arachnophobia. John Goodman sprays the spider, and it starts running away again. He's like, what the fuck? He sprays it again real hard, and starts running away, and then he just steps on the motherfucker and looks at the bottom of his shoe like, there it is. Like, you know a movie I haven't seen in forever that I really, really want to see? Remember Mosquito?
Mm-hmm.
With the big-ass mosquitoes? And Gunnar Hansen's in it, the guy with the white hair. That was the dude who played Leatherface. And he ends up with that giant-ass chainsaw, and he's like, spinning around with it. And they're, like, stuck in him, and he's cutting one up, and they're, like, sucking the life out of him. He fought to the bitter end.
Right. My man.
But that movie was so bad it was good.
There's a bunch
All
of them
those
like that.
old-ass creature features from, like, the late 80s, early 90s were dope.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was all practical effects. It was before CG was a thing.
Right.
Practical effects were the shit back then because you had to have a decent quality fucking puppet or whatever. Because you couldn't just fake it with fucking CG. And even now, everybody's using CG. And it's like, look, you could have paid some motherfucker to make like 3 of these goddamn things in different proportions and spent like a quarter of what you spent on this garbage CG.
Right. Yeah. Again, we're getting old. Everything's advancing.
But it's not, though, because you're using crappy CG that looks like my kid drew it in your movie, you know, and when you could have had a practical fucking prop for less, and it would have looked better.
Very true.
Man, these conversations just wind through the fucking woods. You can tell I'm getting tired. I'm just fucking rambling about shit that annoys me.
That's alright. We can do
You know what else I don't like? Numbers. There's too fucking many of them.
There's, a lot of them.
Yeah. I didn't say letters, motherfucker. I said numbers. There's only like 28 letters.
Right.
28, 26,
But
27.
there's actually 10 numbers. They just make bigger numbers.
No, that's not how numbers work, Greg.
0 to 9, that would be 10.
Yeah, but 0 to 9, that's 10 numbers.
Right.
10 counts as a number by itself. 11 counts as a number by itself.
Whatever.
Don't argue semantics with me. I'll win.
God damn it, the 0 and the 1 make the 10. So it's still like the same numbers.
No, it's not. Because it has its own value. Otherwise, it would just be 1.
It's kind of like the whole, are you wet while you're in water, or are you wet when you get out?
No, is water wet?
Oh, yeah. Well, same thing. You understood what the fuck I meant. Man, oh man.
Yeah, I think we're just going to play this last album and I'm going to take off.
All right.
So, all right, everybody. We might catch you next week. No, we might catch you next week. I don't know yet.
Right.
If we do, we'll see you then. If not, we'll see you in the fucking future.
Right.
Until-
Somewhere along them lines.
So I am Scotty, that's Greg.
Good night, y'all.
And this is Mises.
Trust me, before I leave, you gon' know my name. Baby, you gon' know my name. And everything I overcame. I know my name. Trust me, before I leave, you gon' know my name. Knees, Uzi. Boy, I ain't done till I'm number 1 like 2, 3.
take your time, I got all day. Boy, been this dope since 9th grade. What you know about dues I paid? Jesus told me, love my enemies. You don't know the prayers that I pray. You don't know the days that I knelt. You don't know the cards that I dealt. You don't know me, but say go to hell, you gon' feel the pain that I felt, and that's real. Try to make me bleed, you can feel my pain. You ain't gotta leave me, I know my lane. Wouldn't believe what I overcame. So trust me before I leave, you gon' know my name. Yeah, baby, you gon' know my name. And everything I overcame, I know my lane. So trust me before I leave, you gon' know my name. Jesus, Uzi. Stop playing on slaying shit like Uzis. Haters praying that I fall off like loose leaves. Rappers praying for a page out of my little sleeve. Boy, I'm doing me. Funny when I started doing that, I got death threats. Oh, you big man, talking about you know where I live at. I'll rethink that. If you think that I hesitate, this kickback make you levitate. And I'm 2A on every day, so that hold true for any state. Yeah, talk shit if you want to, thinking that you know what I gone through. Drop 5 albums, not one feature. Boy, stand on my own too. Boy, say what I want to. Ain't no label gon' censor me. I made myself all by myself, being me, and that's all I ever be, and that's real. Try to make me bleed, you can feel my pain. You ain't gotta leave me, I know my lane. Wouldn't believe what I overcame. So trust me before I leave, you gon' know my name. Yeah, baby, you gon' know my name. And everything I overcame, I know my lane. So trust me before I leave, you gon' know my name. I ain't this guy. Normally I'm shy. Might say hi, but won't look you in the eye. I know that there's a cost to that. I know that I get lost in that. Lord knows how many times I've seen you now and I've gotten lost in that. That way you keep looking at me. Got me thinking we could be happy. So I don't know why when you close by, I get shook and can't speak. But it never fails. Happens every time and I can't deny it. I can't lie. I'm terrified to hear bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang. Yes, you shut me down. Ain't a murder man now. Every word I almost sound like bang, 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 bang. Yes, you shut me down. Left me bleeding on the ground. Can't believe you shut me down like bang, bang, bang. Might say no, won't know until I try. Tried to tell myself you're not feeling me. Tried to tell myself you're out of my league, and Lord knows how many times I told him now, but the ceiling won't speak. Speaking of, goddamn, my angel is finally got my shot. Swear I pray for this, so I don't know why. When you close by, I get tongue-tied, afraid of saying this, but it never fails. Happens every time. I can't deny it, I can't lie. I'm terrified to hear bang, 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 bang. But we about to see what it's about to be. Cause I ain't playing, baby, I never know if I'll never ask. Can't let this go, can't let this pass. Rather die trying than hide behind fear in my mind and not take a chance. So today the glass is half full of confidence. Yes or no, at least I have an answer. Scared as hell cause I know the consequences could end with me crashing, burning. But at least I know I tried to fly and I hold my head up high. I know I live my life to the full, to the day I die. I wasn't terrified to hear bang, 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 bang. 22, sexy little thing. Yeah. Looked down at the trigger finger, didn't see no ring. So I asked her what's her name. She replied Brown Bessie. I said my name's Meezus. Next round's on me. I hope you like shots. She fired back with a wing. That's when I said, bartender, I'ma need another drink. Matter of fact, gon' bring two, 'cause I know they closing soon. And I'm going home with you. 'Cause I love my guns, I love my girl. And you ain't gon' ever take either one out my world. 'Cause I love my girl, and I love my gun. And you try to take either one, you better run, run, run. She just turned 30, yeah. Man, she looks great. Look down at the trigger finger, didn't see no ring. So I said, hope this ain't rude, baby. Straight the only way I shoot, maybe. I'm crazy, don't you think that you and I would make cute babies? So why don't we give it a shot? She fired back with a wing. That's when I said, bartender, I'ma need another drink. Matter of fact, gon' bring two, 'cause I know they closing soon. And I'm going home with you. 'Cause I love my guns, I love my girl. And you ain't gon' ever take either one out my world. 'Cause I love my girl, and I love my gun. And you try to take either one, you better run, run, run. Yeah. I don't really do this very much. I'm shooting from the hip like when I carry guns. It's time to bite the bullet. I'ma finally pull the trigger. Shotgun wet in Vegas. Here we come. So gonna get your dress and get my monkey suit. And then we'll both confess our love and say I do. Protect my number two with amendment number 2. God bless the red, white, and blue. 'Cause I love my guns. I love my girl. And you ain't gon' ever take either one out my world. 'Cause I love my girl, and I love my gun. And you try to take either one, you better run, run, run. Yeah. I remember when we were shorties and like a group of girls would walk by and it was always that one that would be like, why don't you take a picture, it'll last longer. Pulled up in a Lambo, left out in a Rari. I be getting money, boy, and I ain't saying sorry. 'Cause Charlie blood like Xbox, these boys like Atari. Pulled up to the light and strike a pose for paparazzi. I swear my life's so beautiful, man, somebody pinch me. I feel like I'm dreaming straight up, God should've been pinch me. Used to push that green, and I had that white girl. Pistol on my lap, I took so much back that I might. But I ain't trying to go far, sure as there's a lot of fire. I done been to hell and back, it might go again before I die. I ain't got no fear of that, I ain't in no hurry though. Life is finally good, you should've seen me just a year ago. I was living in my car, I ain't even lying on me. Half the nights I fell asleep just wishing I'd died on me. Trust me when I tell you it's, I'ma live my life on and make a meal for every thought I had of suicide. Homie, I ain't playing games, boy. Everything done changed, boy. Want a hook, I want 100 just to say my name, boy. Charles Jacobs said it, homie, know that they ain't ready for me. Ain't nobody better, if they all okay, they better show me. I'll be in that Lambo, or the red Ferrari. I'll be getting money, boy, and I ain't saying sorry. 'Cause Charlie plug like Xbox, these boys like Atari. Pulled up to the light and strike a pose for paparazzi. I swear my life's so beautiful, go ahead, take a picture, man. I swear my life's so beautiful, go ahead, take a picture, man. I swear my girl's so beautiful, go ahead, take a picture, man. I swear my life's so beautiful, yeah, my life's so beautiful. I know you ain't heard of me, go ahead and Google me. I'm nothing now, a month from now, I bet I'll be all you could see. A whole nother lane, dog, ain't nobody next to him. Change the landscape of rap, and I ain't even Mexican. But hey, some sorry. Cause Charlie plug like Xbox, these boys like Atari. Pull up to the light and strike a pose for paparazzi. I swear my life's so beautiful. Go ahead, take a picture, man. I swear my life's so beautiful. Go ahead, take a picture, man. I swear my girl's so beautiful. Go ahead, take a picture, man. I swear my life's so beautiful. Yeah, my life's so beautiful. What happened to America? That's $1 million question. Preacher teach $1 million is a blessing. But Jesus taught a different lesson. I wonder if you pulled into direction. I'm from America, home of the red, white, and blue. Blue collar getting brand like you. Yeah, born from America, home of the Cadillac coupes and the muscle cars with the hood scoops. Y'all hear me from America, land of the free, home of the brave. Every day, man, I'm praying for troops. I'm from America, one nation under God. Best thing they ever taught me in school. What happened to America? Skip them red letters, too. Lord forgive us, we don't know what we do. Who can, I know the red letters, too. So I pray you spell the red, white, and blue. I don't mean to be preachy, but somebody gotta do it. And gotta say so to make it, Father, help me prove it. And please forgive my legs, you know I'm a work in progress. Promise I could cuss and once I graduate from college, I study the Bible like I study in for finals. We in the final days trying to make it through these trials. Lines are being blurred, gossiping girls. This is America, saying Brooks. Lately I ain't sure y'all hear me. I'm from America, home of the red, white, and blue. Blue collar getting brand like you. Yeah, born from America, home of the Cadillac coupes and the muscle cars with the hood scoops. Y'all hear me from America, land of the free, home of the brave. Every day, man, I'm praying for troops. I'm from America, one nation under God. Best thing they ever taught me in school. What happened to America? That question got me losing sleep. My songs are really prayers, I'm just using beats. 2 fingers in the air if you cool with peace. Lead a middle one up there if you not compete. Cause if them red letters true, Lord forgive us, we don't know what we do. Who can, huh? Cause lately I wish somebody would resurrect my UGK days with diamonds on that wood. Back when I was up to no good, crying around in your hood. Point guard these haters, yeah, I hit them boys with no love. Foes love, man, got that chrome sit in between. Cadillac, Colorado, damn right, that shit clean. Damn right, we getting cream. It's the American dream. Been to New York, been to LA, every city in between. And my heart reflects Chicago like a picture of the bean. And you know we gotta lean when we pull up on the scene. To the Friday night car show, Saturday barbecues. Usually see a fight or two, and even on the start a few. Sunday morning truck, Sunday afternoon pigskin. Monday back to the grind, Friday do it all again. I'm from America, home of the red, white, and blue. Blue collar getting brand like you. Yeah, born from America, home of the Cadillac coupes and the muscle cars with the hood scoops. Y'all hear me from America, land of the free, home of the brave. Every day, man, I'm praying for troops. I'm from America, one nation under God. Best thing they ever taught me in school. What happened to America? Hey, I dedicate this one to everyone in love and everyone not in love. Maybe you can relate. Sometimes I wonder what I'd ever do if I saw you again. I wonder how many times I had your number down to call you. Then I bet you probably think I moved on and forgot about you. Think again, cause I just drive myself crazy driving past the places we went out to with our friends. And I know I shouldn't do it, but I do it anyway. Maybe one day I'll be over you, but it won't be today. But I guess it's like they say, it hurts so bad I wish I died. Cross my heart and stick a needle in my eye. Sometimes I wonder if you ever miss me the way I do, babe. I wonder if I kissed you at the altar and said I do. Wait a minute. I bet you probably think I'm full of shit cause you been lied to. But I ain't, oh man. Truth is, I just keep on tripping, flipping through the pictures you and I took our first day. And I know I shouldn't do it, but I do it anyway. Maybe one day I'll be over you, but it won't be today. But I guess it's like they say, it hurts so bad I wish I'd die. Cross my heart and stick a needle in my eye. Can't stop thinking about you even though I wish I could. No, I brought the bad about you, but I remember the good times that we had together. But I guess that you forgot. Got my stomach in the love me knots. Not trying to be cliche, but I guess it's like they all say, don't know what you got until it's gone. Well, I always gotta learn the hard way. Yeah, always, that was our thing. Had an anniversary like every day. First text, first call, first day, first kiss, first time that I ever bought a wedding ring. But then we had our first fight, then we had our second one, then we had one every night. Soon as one would end and the next begun. And now I don't know who's right or who's wrong, but who cares, cause you're gone and all night long. I can't stop thinking about you even though I wish I could. No, I brought the bad about you, but I remember the good times that we had together. But I guess that you forgot. Got my stomach in the love me knots. Damn. And like, it's been way too long. But it's all good though. You know you watching down. Good down, yeah. We know you alright. Daddy beat me to the grave. If he didn't shit, he probably would've beat me to my grave. Zero shits is what he gave. Trying to learn to be a man. Wish he stuck around and taught me, but he battling them demons, pouring whiskey in his coffee. Whoa, thorough, that's the way I was bred. Whoa, don't get knocked aside your damn head. Whoa, living legend to the day I'm dead. Rolling stone in my home is the place I lay my head. I ain't mad at it. Watch me make the world mad at me. Told my girl the other day I'ma die fat and happy with a caddy in the driveway. Pool in the bay, yeah. Fools in the bay, yeah. Barbecuing at the door. Hell in the rear view. Heaven on my hood, baby. Angel on my side. And she smile cause I'm hood, baby. Yeah, and she know I got her to the grave. The day come early, celebrate cause I'm good, baby. What mama told me when I was just a young boy, said the good die young, yeah, the good die young. Oh, and I don't know why it is your daddy gone. Guess the good die young, the good die young. Oh, no. I ain't wanna write this song. Can't believe it's been this long. Damn, where the time gone? It's like the hands on the time wrong. Cause you ain't supposed to be gone yet. It's my homie John Barley. Good die young. Guess the good die young. I had a dream the other day. We was kicking it, just sipping on some vodka lemonade. Like you never passed away. Guess I never understand. Wishing we could talk again. Battle any demons, pouring whiskey on your coffin, man. Whoa, pour out a little green water and just know I'm always here for your daughter. Hey yo, you can snuck her in for up church, and you can trust the thought of these words. Your mama told me when I was just a young boy, said the good die young, yeah, the good die young. Oh, and I don't know why it is your daddy gone. Guess the good die young, good die young. Oh, blue eyes to the blue sky, moonshine in the moonlight, and we party care about the devil's plan. Here I am, take me out. I ain't scared, no weapon formed against me prosper, amen. Wasn't dealt this shit he had, but shit just happens, gotta roll with it. My old man was a good man till them demons got a hold of him. And now they throwing sin at me, he's Christian, why's he cussing? I'm just talking, sorry, maybe you ain't part of this discussion. Before you judge him, looking down at where I'm at, looking far I climb. Can we stop and celebrate? I made it out of life of crime. Used to break them down to dimes, friends approaching me like fiends. How the hell I'm supposed to tell that testimony squeaky clean? I done seen shit you ain't seen, I done did shit you ain't done. Got in young, traded off my skateboard for my first gun. Daddy like to sip them booze, almost tripped on daddy's shoes. But my God is for me, only thing that I can do is lose. Mama cried herself to sleep, son ain't playing by them rules. But my God is for me, only thing that I can do is lose. I went from sinner to a winner, from a winner to the champ. Not cause I ain't fought, cause I learned how to get up off my back. That's a fact. Sinner to a winner, winner to the champ. Hell and back without my mama's prayers, Lord knows where I be at. Yeah. Now I lay me down to sleep. Mama's prayers echoing in my head while I'm rolling down the street. I got that pistol in the glove box, praying they don't make me reach. And honestly, I'd rather box, but these cowards afraid of beatings. Anxiety, testing my sobriety, flipping through the news, witnessing New Testament on my TV. Don't make them like they used to, I feel bad for our society. I pray my generation ain't the last one of a dying breed. What happened to America? You talk about one nation under